Hello, otaku friends, welcome to our channel. Let us continue the story. We see Pedrick asking him, even if Fimor is a moron, he would not have sent just 30 people, and I am sorry to say this, but this raid force was subpar, so tell me, what are you hiding? I am a very kind and generous skeleton. If you are willing to answer, raise your right hand, if not, raise your left. Nifrim raises his right hand, making Pedrick believe he will answer, but then, he changes his hand posture to a buzz-off middle finger. Pedrick raises his sword, telling him, I shall respect your decision, so please die slowly, and he stabs him in the chest. Pedrick starts walking away thinking, Nifrim is dead, but then, we see him opening his eyes, looking at Sylvia, and saying, I am sorry, but I have to live, and he starts eating her corpse. We see Pedrick hiding behind a rock thinking, I knew there was something more to this guy. Does eating corpses make him stronger and heal wounds? Does it accumulate with each meal? Is it limited to humans only? What could be the source of this ability? Alchemy or magic? Since there are plenty of corpses, I should take my time testing it. Then, he starts to think about his boss, wondering how he must be doing, and hoping he is not doing anything strange in a weird place. We see the boss devouring someone. As Historia reaches that area, he asks her if she is here to die too. She says, no, I am Wuin Historia, the hero. He tells her that, I never asked who you are. I do like your spirit, but you cannot defeat me. She knows that it is true, but she has to stop him. As she launches a surprise attack on the boss, boss easily blocks it with his bare hands, pulls her closer, and says, I am sorry, but you will only get to land one attack on me. He tightly grabs her hands, and tells her to try to escape like last time, if she can. He starts throwing her around like a ball. As she is getting beaten, she realizes that this monster cannot be defeated. She can only buy some time like this. Boss holds her in the air by her hand thinking, if it is over, with a faint voice she says, I am a hero, I cannot go down like this, I cannot let you reach to my people. By using her other hand she throws a strong punch, but it has no effect on the boss. As she starts losing her energy to fight, he says, congratulations, you did not die in vain. I will remember your name, though I am not sure for how long. Out of respect, I will give you a painless death. Suddenly, something hits him on the back, and as he turns around, he notices a group of people standing there, one of which quickly saves Historia. Boss says, are you guys sausages or what? You keep on coming like links of sausage. One of them comes forward saying, we took drastic measures to save Historia. Please forgive our rude actions, and allow me to offer my greetings, however late they may be. I am Arl Ethelbria's Lives 10, of Black Tiger Order. I am honored to meet the Almighty Lord Devourer. Boss asks him how he knows his identity. Arl replies, I have a talented person under my command, who was able to recognize you. Then Boss tells him, right now, I am in a bad mood, and you are wasting my time. If you are planning to attack me after running your mouth, let us just get it over with, as he starts releasing his aura. Arl replies, you are mistaken, we would not dare to do that. We have no intention of fighting against you, Lord. We have simply come here to offer you a deal. That makes Boss angry, as he says, a deal with me? You better read the situation carefully. If you dare to insult me, you will not die an easy death, as his aura envelopes the whole area. Arl knows it is a gamble, and tells him, the original owner of the beheading farm is still alive. I assume, you did not come all the way here just for a weapon. We come to offer you aid in fulfilling that which you desire. Boss replies, what will you do if I say, I do not have anything I want help with? What if, I came here just because I was bored, and I actually want to exterminate all humans? What will you do then, as he comes closer to him? Arl replies, if you were always going to destroy everything in the end, then it is still worth a try. Boss tells him, so you want to avoid destruction, then find out where the owner of this item is immediately. Arl agrees and asks Garrett to find her. Garrett tells them that to find out where someone is located, she needs to look at the traces they have left on objects. If it is okay, she would like to ask permission to inspect beheading farm. Boss pulls out the weapon, telling her, if you do anything stupid, this will not end with you losing just one arm. She starts analyzing it, and says, They are too far away to determine their precise location, but the person is moving west, in the direction opposite of the Imperial Palace. Boss realizes that Renee is alive and must be going to Haston Village. He starts to leave, as he tells them he is in their debt and will remember them both. As Boss enters the auction area, we see Lymph standing on top of corpses, all bloodied up, saying, "Look at this, I upheld my promise of defending the teleportation hut." With this, it is enough to say that favor has been sufficiently returned, as she collapses. Boss catches her as she turns back into Little Lymph and says, "Yes, you did well." Then, we see Boss trying to figure out the use of the teleportation hub. As he checks the coordinates and infuses his mana, the mechanism collapses. Boss is confused, thinking, why could it not endure my mana? He was confident, since his polymorph was quite stable. He thinks, if I use my bracelet's mana suppression function for transfer magic, I might be able to safely use teleport. I would have to undo my polymorph for that, but if I did that, that is practically announcing my existence to all the living things around me. And he says, fuck it, I have already screwed things up past the point of no return, it is too late to end things smoothly. He removes the bracelet. His polymorph starts fading away. His beast form emerges from the area, shaking everything nearby. And he uses teleport magic to reach the magic tower in Haston Village. Inside the magic tower, we see Renee, asking the guard, "Human, can you use transfer magic here?" Guard replies, "No, there are resistors that surround the entire area, so you cannot enter without going through verification process." Renee says, "Then, it looks like you cannot escape," as she pulls out her blades and kills him. As she starts going inside, she thinks, when I first got here, I had a thought that these magic towers are similar to dungeons. These are basically dungeons made up of humans. They are just weak monsters, as she starts killing anyone or everyone she can see. And she starts climbing the stairs to the tower's top floor. We see the leader saying, "I made preparations, wondering which enemy I would be facing, but are you not that noble miss who came earlier? I guess you were not a human." Renee asks her for the weapon she left behind. Leader replies, "That belongs to me now. I do not have any reason to tell you where it is. That aside, there is something I am curious about. How are you still alive?" As Renee pulls out her blades, Tower Master says, "You are carrying around a weapon that does not match your cute face, but do you think you can face me with something like that?" As she casts a defensive shield around her, looking at Renee breaking it in one shot, she thinks, this brat, just how strong is she? Still, this tower is on top of a mana spring. If I use all that energy, I can definitely win. Renee charges forward asking about beheading Fawn, charging her skill. Tower Master tells her, "It is no longer here. I have put it up for auction a while ago. Since you look pretty strong, I have to go all out from start." She makes a lightning spear and charges it up with multiple buffs and tells Renee to try to pierce through this. A blast occurs. As the dust subsides, we see Renee stabbed with multiple magic spears. Looking at her, Tower Master thinks, this is an advanced skill that not even most dungeon bosses can withstand. There is no way she can survive this. But to her surprise, both her hands are sent flying in the air. She starts whining and wondering how this happened. Renee comes closer and says, "All I did was cut your hands off. Why make such a fuss, human?" She starts begging for her life as Renee stomps on her, but nobody can save her and she collapses. Renee thinks to herself, it is over. Any trace of her has been erased. Now, what is Renee supposed to do? What is left for Renee? As she starts getting tired, but she cannot fall asleep or she might never wake up. We suddenly hear someone, "Leader, how did this happen?" We see someone holding on to the Tower Master. He tells her to hold on. She says, "It hurts, hurry and treat me." "No, kill that bitch first." Hyam tells her to calm herself, as she has lost too much blood. He holds a crystal in his hand, but she is unable to see it clearly with all the blood on her face. Hyam tells her, "It is a mana stone that allows you to escape from here. I do not have enough mana to activate it. You have to imbue it with your mana." As Renee looks at it, she remembers that it is the same thing that was inside the love stone. Leader thanks him, But as soon as she fills it with her mana, dark energy comes pouring out from her body. Haynes tells her that, "You have too many enemies, even in your own family. They gave the order to get rid of you the moment you act suspicious." He turns around and thanks Renee for making his job easier, and says, "At this rate, you might come after me, so this is a form of insurance that will buy me time to escape." As Leader's body starts mutating, and it turns into an ugly monster. Looking at it, Renee thinks she cannot see from her right eye anymore. That is not an opponent she can defeat with a battered body, and without a proper weapon. But it is all right, I will pay for my sins here, and will erase any traces of herself forever. But she gets angry, because she does not want her body to leave the scent of her boss in her last moments, and she charges toward the monster. As she was about to be killed, she thinks, if boss finds out she died, will Lord Devourer be sad? The whole area gets covered in darkness, as we see someone holding Renee in his hands, and asking if she is okay. She had this same feeling, when her body and mind were sapped out of strength, when she could not find the meaning of life. The one who saved her before was Lord Devourer. Renee is confused to see boss here, wondering if it is a delusion. Boss tells her to wait, and turns to the monster. He is angry. How dare someone lay a hand on his Renee? He releases his aura, and starts attacking the beast. Every time he deals any damage, that monster just heals up real fast. Boss gets annoyed, and starts smashing him everywhere. Monster tries to grab onto the boss, making him disgusted, so he stomps it into the ground, and realizes that the source of this monster's power is the magic tower's mana. And he says, if that's what it is much easier. As he swallows the beast with magic tower altogether and says, "You sure taste disgusting." He looks at Renee, and sits with her saying, "There were a lot of things I wanted to say when I got to meet you, but now that we are here, my mind has gone blank. If I knew this would happen, I would have written it down or something. Also, I met a green-haired human on my way here. I did kill him. That would not be a problem, right?" Then he says, "Renee, I am sorry for what I did a few days ago." Renee replies, "There is nothing Lord Devourer should be sorry for. It is Renee who does not have the right to face him." He tells her that Primordial Core needs a guardian named Renee. "And me too, Renee, I need you." She asks if he is not resentful of her. He says, "I am not," as he stands up, and says, "I have something for you." He pulls out beheading fang, saying, "It is an item that you left behind." She holds the weapon in her arms and starts crying. As tears start dropping, she says, Renee was scared of being abandoned and hated by Lord Devourer. He tells her, "I will never abandon you, or hate you. Let us both go back home, back to the Primordial Core."